This project is an honest and in-depth perspective of and from former students of Milt and Hershey School. We call ourselves Milts.
An organic, open discussion of life before, during, and after attending MHS.
All right, what's up, Milt Talk Podcast family? How you doing? We're back again. We got our good brother Shawn Schofield, class of 91 in the house.
That's class of 95.
As long as I ain't class of 90, the worst class known.
Get the hell out of here, boy. We'll end this thing right now.
You got
95, that was great.
How many did you have in your class? Like 32 people?
By the end, we definitely crawled to the end line there.
Yeah, your Acropolis was like this thick.
We didn't even have an Acropolis. We just had a Spartan magazine.
We had a crop.
Like a pamphlet. That's how bad that was.
We had the Spartan. That was our Acropolis.
Yeah, the Spartan magazine. They just said the hell with it. We're just gonna put this stuff in the Spartan.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, look, man, Sco, we had to have you on, man. When we first started doing this thing, your name came up. You was one of the first people because you're like a super Milt. You you in contact with the old heads, the youngins, everybody. We just wanted to talk to you about your Milt experience and, your view on everything. So tell us when you came into the Milt, how old you were, what student home you was in.
And why you went to the Milt.
Take a minute, but it was like April 4th of 78. I just turned 5 in January, and then April 4th of 78, a Tuesday.
Tuesday, you knew the day. Wow.
Yeah, I knew the day.
That's why I said he OG with it.
It was like
stats.
I remember like it was yesterday. It was like my mom was like, "Yo, we going to Hershey Park." And I'm like, "For real? That's cool."
Fake out.
That's
the biggest bullshit, man.
Yeah, we going to Hershey Park. I'm like, all right, get up. But all my stuff's in the car. Toys, got a lot of toys and stuff for my grandma. And I'm like, that's weird, but whatever. So
whatever, yeah.
We get up there, go to the park, ain't open. But you know how you get to remember we used to sit, you can sit to that far. I'm like taking a picture. I'm like, this is crazy. But then we go over to Founders Hall, and then you go Dr. Grimm, who check you in, talk to you a bit, and then still not thinking anything of it. Then you get your medical stuff and your clothing fitting. I'm like, man, this is kind of weird. And then I go to Grant. That's the student I was in, and I was going to and unpack my toys, and it was like late afternoon. It had to be after dinner because I don't remember eating. And just playing with the toys and stuff for seemed like hours. And then I was like, well, all right, I'm ready to go.
I'm fitting to raise up. Where mom?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go back home. And my mom already done took off. Yeah, she left. Because I guess, if I would have known she was leaving, I would probably, flipped out or whatever, which I did, being at 5, flipped out and be like, oh. And then if I remember correctly, you couldn't talk on the phone for like a week or two. Like there was no phone. It was like, it was like no phone calls for 2 weeks or whatever. But 3 Mile Island happened like,
oh shit,
like almost a month late, like I think the end of April. So we got like an extra spring break or something like that. So we got like an extra week. So I got to go home for the extra week, but then it was on from there. And that was pre-kindergarten. So I was pre-kindergarten for the rest of that school year. And then kindergarten at the following year.
I didn't realize you went there that early.
Yeah. So did pre-kindergarten, which was cool. You had to go till 11. As soon as you got there, it was snack time and reading time, and then lunch, recess. It was like, that was great. But and then that was with Grant. And then I was at Grant up to 4th grade. Now, they say it was a new program that they were going to try some 4th graders to go to intermediate division early. So they sent me, Brian Brown, some other guys up to intermediate division early, but we were still in the 4th grade, which was cool because we had the privileges so we got to go to rec and all that, because the junior division, you didn't have all that. You got to wear sneakers, because you remember down there in elementary, you had to wear them hard shoes.
Peterman.
Yeah, you had to wear them Petermans. I was rocking
just Petermans, though. That's all they have, Petermans.
Yeah, they had the black Petermans. So I had to wear sneakers and all that. But then I'm up at Catherine in intermediate division, in 4th grade. So now you got the 5th graders. They're tired of getting beat up. So who are they gonna take it out on?
So, welcome to intermediate. Wait, so was that Shawnee?
Exactly. Yep, that was Shawnee. But the good thing was I got a jump on the 5th graders that came up. So everyone already knew me. I was already there for almost a year.
You was the OG.
So those new cats that came in, they didn't even worry about me. They just focused on them. So yeah, I was in there with like Neil Rydell, the Lawlers. There was a couple other people. Rich Kraut there?
Rich Kraut was in.
No, he was in Grant. He was in my student home in Grant. Rich Kraut was, yeah.
So wait, who was in Grant? Who was in Grant?
Who was in Grant with me? Let me see. Who was in Grant at that time? Oh, I had Trina Poole, Michelle Eklund, Mary Ellen Bowder, Ty Fountain, Sean Fountain, the Parthomores.
Terry Parthomore, I heard that name. Wow.
Well, I had not Terry, his brother, their 2 brothers,
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah, but Terry would have been in our grade. So
Yeah. So Tracy and Tim, the Parthomores, Rich Robinson. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him.
And some other people.
I love how everybody remember everybody's full government name.
That's Milt Hershey. You got
it wasn't like it was Pete or Fred or nothing.
Yeah. We had the Patricks, Jane Patrick, Elvis Patrick, and Melissa Patrick. Had all 3 of them at the student home. So yeah, it was, that was a good time. And the Mortensons, they were nice. They were really nice. Before that, though, there was these folks called the Yutzes, and they got fired.
Thank God.
Because they were just making a stand in the corner, literally for like 2 hours. 2-3 hours, just standing in the corner, different corners of the student home, and then you hear doo-doo. But oh man, someone fell out. You fall asleep. You fall asleep in the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
We just had on.
He's down.
Who was house parents, and we was talking about how training or lack thereof back then. It was just kind of like
these people. They'd be in jail right now if it was what they were doing, throwing knives at us, and it was just
knives.
Table,
what?
With elbows on the table, he'd be like throwing. It was the worst. And then I think it was Angela Craig. Dad came up when we were all in the corner, and and something, and then that took place, and then like a day or 2 later, they were gone. And then that's when the Mortensons came in and took over.
Sure, they got fired.
I would think so. It had to be. So then the Mortensons came in and took it from there. So I had them from I think it was like 2nd or 1st grade on. And then that's when I went to Shawnee with the Tar Bells.
Tar Bells, I remember them too.
Yeah.
What?
Called Mr. T.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
Tar Bells.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. What the hell was that?
I guess that must be like an Iroquois thing, I guess.
What's that?
An Arrowhead cluster thing.
Yeah, the Arrowhead.
That name, I remember them.
Yeah, the Arrowhead cluster, because they were all, Conestoga.
Right.
Iroquois, Lenape.
Nanticoke, Lenape.
Tuscarora,
Muncie.
Hey, Shawn, how many student homes were you in your entire time there?
Well, I was in Grant, and then I went to Shawnee, and then my 8th grade year I went to Penn, which was the worst. So that was another. Oh my God, it was only for 6 months, but it seemed like the longest stay at the mill. I mean, and they gave that name the penitentiary, because that's how bad it was. The Stellars too. You know what killed me about that is he was a mill, and the thing I was like, guy, what are you doing, man? I mean, his wife had it. She ran it all, but. The Stellas, they were named. Dino Stella, that was his name. I forget her name, but yeah, they were tough. And he was a mill, so that made it kind of like
home in Keystone cluster.
Yeah, weren't you was there?
I was in Weiser.
Yep. Yeah, Weiser next door, right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but you were gone when I got there. And then after that, I went to senior vision, and I went to Green Acres, and I thought I hit the lottery. I was like, the Nippards, I was golden.
Right.
So that's where Break was your OG there.
Yeah, Brady was my roommate. Kristen.
Bob Lawler. Who else was there?
So Kristen was my roommate. Always playing music all hours of the day. I'm like, man, turn that off. Ain't nobody want to hear that.
I gotta tell you, hold on, real quick with break. It's funny because I forgot y'all. He told me y'all was roommates, but for those that don't know, Schofield can help you with your mortgage. So when everything was good with the rates, I was telling all my people, "Oh, yo, you got to go refinance, go see Sco." So I told Kristen, aka Break, aka Picasso, whatever era you know him from.
I'm not calling him Picasso.
And he needed to hit Sco. He was like, "Oh yeah, Sco's my roommate." And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I see you go down there and check him out with his little. It's funny to see him at his age still doing the music.
Yeah, still, and I'd be like,
but he rocks that music though. Gotta give him credit.
He kills.
Have him on too. He definitely does his thing.
And the funny thing is, I'd be like, you ain't doing nothing with it. You ain't gonna be a musician. And there he is, traveling all over the place playing. Yeah. So yeah, it was him, Bob Lawler,
Jack Martin,
Chris Mills.
Oh, Chris.
Jason Furness.
Furness was my man.
I forget, and then some other people. But then they switched. Then, of course, my luck, they switched it to a girls' student home.
Yeah.
So they was like, you got to go pick. So I was real cool with the Amrines and Pat Pamplin and them. So I went to Windward, and that's when Myron Whitsitt.
Barry was there, wasn't he?
Barry, Steve DePrado, Warmiak, Jeff Amrine, Scott Amrine, Ed McGrath in your class.
Ryan Warmiak, that was my guy.
Yeah, Warmiak was in there. Chris Mills. Was Chris Mills there? I don't know if Chris
Warmiak's my dude, yeah.
I don't know if he was there or not. But yeah, so then I went to Windward. And then after that, then that's when I started jumping around because they were opening new student homes. So I was like, let me try it out. Because new house parents, a little more lenient. So
we try it out.
Yeah, we tried it out. So I went to Valley View. And then Waterra opened up, went out there.
Let me check this one out.
Oh, I don't remember all that. I remember being in a lot of different student homes.
Yeah, and then
it's because he wasn't there long.
Yeah, I wasn't there long. And then I messed up at Waterra, and they put me in Vian, which was the best. That was great. My senior.
Valiant's still there. I mean, yeah, was it
Lacey's.
You and Warner were there?
Oh, Mr. Lacey, Lawrence Lacey.
Yeah,
Lawrence Lacey, boy.
Yeah, you ain't no good. He'd be like, you ain't no good. You ain't no good. You ain't no good.
Mr. Lacey shirt is
wrinkled as my balls.
Call me Lawrence Lacey, boy.
Wrinkled as my balls.
That's what we would do. We would be sitting in the living room. He would just go down the line. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You gonna be something. And you ain't shit. You're like, damn. You're like, damn, man. He loved. If you played basketball and you were older, you were set. Like my senior year was like the best because I didn't have to do anything really.
That was the athlete student home.
Yeah. But yeah, that was great. So that's where I graduated from.
I didn't know you graduated from Vian Sco.
I didn't. No wonder Sco know everybody. He in every student home with every month.
Yeah.
Hey, Scoey, so here's a question. How did you qualify to go to the Milt?
Well, my mom was young when she had me. She was like, 21, 22, and just doing her thing, running amok in the city and all that. So my grandma was raising me out in Levittown, Bucks County, Lower Bucks. She was getting older. And she heard about the school. And I think that's a lot of most kids. You hear it from the grandparents or somebody. So that's what happened. She told my mom and said, we got to put him in there because you still ripping and tearing. I can't take care of him, too much because she was getting older. So she put me in there. When you think about it, and when you're there, you're like, oh, this sucks. But then as time got along, like my grandma passed, like I think it was like in fifth grade. And then my mom, she got her act together. She got her stuff together, and all that. And then she was asked me if I wanted to get out my 6th grade year. And I said, nah, I'll stay. I'm already here 7 years. And you think about the decisions in your life, and can you imagine? I mean, I don't know why I said I'll stay, but normally you'd be like, I'll get out of here and then go. She got a lot more freedom, but like I didn't really know her situation. She said everything was cool, but do I really know that?
Right.
So I was like, I already put 7 years in. I got 6 left. Might as well stay. So
Yeah, man.
That was pretty adult of you, brother, because I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I know.
That was very adult, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, why the hell did I think that? I've done, how many dumb decisions I made ever since, but damn, that one,
You did good on that one.
that one, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's what happened with that.
So, as a younger, how old were you? 5, you said? How old were you?
Yeah, 5. Yep.
So I don't know if that's a shared experience because I was telling I didn't come to, I think I was maybe 11 or 12. I'm not exactly sure. But I just remember like those first 2 months, whenever we could use the phone, and I was a tough dude from Philly, whatever. And I remember closing those 2 doors in the office, calling my mom, man. And when I hung up, I'd be crying for like 10 minutes. And then I'd try and like get myself together and then try and just go straight somewhere else, like go to the, the hobby room or somewhere, somewhere else, and just try and get go in the mud room and just try and get my life together. Because I was like, man, I was like, yo, come get me. Yeah. Like, I'm not coming to get you. I was like, yo, they took all my clothes. They took my shoes. I had a pair of Adidas top 10s when they first came out, and they made me send them home. I was like, yo, I want my sneakers. Like,
That was one thing though. I always did have like my own sneakers. I had some, obviously we all had the same pants, as they called them, trousers, yeah. But I always had my own sneakers. My mom would always hook me up with that. Like when she would come up, go to Harrisburg East Mall, same thing, Harris East Mall, movie, dinner.
Right.
Like, that was your Sunday that would go out.
Kid date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But she and then as I got into high school and stuff, then she, you can have your own clothes. And then I guess I always call it the milk guilt. Like, all right, man, I just go to merry-go-round and catch Chess King.
Yikes.
Get my Bugle Boys and Z-Cap.
Youngins don't know nothing about that life.
Yeah, man.
Y'all just trying to get these high top fades. We was on that a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
So I didn't realize that that's the only school you knew was the Milt. So it makes sense now why you're so dedicated to doing whatever you can for it now, you know what I mean, and volunteering and donating and all that good stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got away from, after, I think a lot of us, after you graduate from there, then you're trying to find your way and going to college, and then came back for my 5th and my 10th, but still really not until I got my footing of exactly what I wanted to do. Then you take time to reflect on what you've done there and what the school meant to you. So then you want to go ahead and just
give back.
Yeah, give back and stuff. I mean, now as much as I wanted to go to alumni dinner, it's been canceled the last couple of years. So this actually was my first one, and it was great. The kids too. I was surprised. Like at that age, I don't think I'd go up just to anybody and just start talking, but these kids would come up and introduce themselves and ask questions and all that. I mean, I'm thinking, me back then, I've been, running around the lodge somewhere.
I got a free night.
Yeah, got a free night. Something. Yeah, exactly. So, but the kids and they had these business cards, like they hand out everyone. Each of them had like these business cards, right, with their name and address on it, and they would hand them to you, and they email. So you've been emailing them, so it's been pretty cool.
It's gotta feel good to give back. You know what I mean? Like you said, reflecting on how much time you spent there and how much it affected your life. Like, that, like you said, when you get to a certain age, you just figure out, how can I give back? How can I help in my own way? Like for us, I think this podcast has been that, you know what I mean? Kind of showcasing, because there's been so many people and so many generations. Like, was it Bob Gert? We wouldn't have got Bob if it wasn't for you. I don't know Bob. I know Pete.
Yeah, we got to give you props for that, Scully.
Yeah.
What's that?
For hooking us up with Bob Gert.
Oh, Dirty Gert. Yeah. You got Bobby, you got Pete. You're like, all right, one's the president, one's not the president.
One is totally not the president.
Yeah.
One is totally not the president.
No, definitely
but it's all family.
Yeah. Because I knew Bob when I was little. They had like some type of program, like when younger kids and older kids. So I was like in 4th grade. He was like the quarterback, 81. Yeah. So 81, 80 and 81, I would have been the 2nd, 3rd grade. So he was the quarterback. And that's when, before Henry Hershey Field was built, Hershey Stadium was our thing. We would play and go to the games every Friday night. And and he was out there slinging it. And then basketball, they won the state championship. So I knew him that, we had, like I said, there was some type of program or something that you got introduced to. Okay. And then we've been cool ever since. I've seen him come in, and we do business together. He owns a title company up in Hershey.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about coming up on 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, you don't even think. It's right. You think about that. It's like, damn, it's like 50, almost 50 years ago. It's 45, 50 years. That's crazy.
But so that effect that he had on you, meeting him just in that way, when we go up, when you guys go up, some young kid looking at us that way.
Yeah, and then like I said, and then it's great that we can, I can use them in the business aspect as well. Any Milts that I do mortgages for, I try to get them to keep it on the family and use Bob, so that way. But he's a good dude. But that very different than Pete, right?
Yeah,
different.
We talked about how
the fact that his nickname is Dirty Gert.
Yeah, that's what I say. Dirty Gert.
And that's a true statement in every aspect of the word.
How's that dude, though?
Yeah.
He took care of us too. We actually did our very first podcast.
Yeah, I heard it.
That was our first road trip. This is pre-COVID.
Yep. And
we were just cutting our teeth. And he showed us
so much love.
Every amount of love that, he had you name it. The office accommodations, they had something for us to drink immediately. Let us have the run of the office, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And, and not only that, he got a very strong, legitimate business there.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you walk out, you're like a silo. I was like, oh my God, I thought we was back in the barn, man. Because you're going, it's like I guess that's an old farm or something. And I just saw that silo, and it brought back all those memories of stuff I hadn't thought of in ages.
Now it's a bar.
What is it?
Now it's a bar.
Bar / office place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a lot of work. He's very successful. That his company is. He's very hooked into that area, and the realtors use him. And everybody knows him. He's such a personality. Yeah, so real good dude.
Yeah, we did him and Mr. Whitman there, which was nice.
Yeah.
We've been trying to mix it up with the people that we had coming in, but like we were saying, you was one of the people we wanted to talk to.
It was funny. I saw Mr. Whitman. Of course, he millions of kids. He don't remember me, and it's funny. Those type of guys, you go up to him and you just tell him like, "Damn, I remember when you swatted me, man, back then." He looking at you like, "What?"
I don't even know your name.
Yeah, I don't even know your name, man. Like, all right, man,
he had when we had him on, he had so much guilt about that.
He really did. I wanted to say that.
He really had a lot of guilt about that.
Because what? I think every kid who ever got a SWAT walked up to him and said, "I remember that," or "You want to play games? I'll play games. You want to be a hot dog? I'll warm your bun." I think how many times has he heard that? Like, they said, "Yo, thanks for throwing, give me that good call when I caught the touchdown pass."
Yeah.
He called every game that I remember.
Yeah.
So, but he probably never gets that. All he gets is, "Yeah, I remember you beat my ass."
Right.
Like that's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of a Milt getting their ass beat is SWATs for.
Right.
Unless you had a really reckless situation,
but he wasn't wilding out, just giving them out for no reason.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He had to do something.
He seemed like he cared. Now, I ain't gonna mention no names, but there's a couple tall black gentlemen with a head of fro. He was all about the just whipping ass. I don't know if I don't want to. Okay. Sometimes it seems like if I look back on it,
say it, brother. Say it with your chest. Get it out.
Some of it's questionable. Like, come on, you don't need to take it this far. You don't need to, you talk to me about it and blah, blah, blah. Not go out to my car and go grab a paddle. You go to his trunk, you see like 3 different ones. You're like, oh man, which one am I going to grab? And so you can bring it in so he can hit you with it. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, you know. But Mr. Whitman, he did it. Yeah, Mr. Whitman did it. One, I think the teachers will call him up and say, "Hey, he didn't do his homework or something."
Leroy Galloway was famous for that. Just throwing names out there. If we're gonna throw names, out
there. Come up and you know, hit you and stuff. But it seemed like Mr. Whitman did care. And
absolutely.
Who was that? Mr. Durant? Was that
Durant?
Dan Hershey PA type
That's
guy.
it.
Cooper and Durant and Whitman are the ones that I remember the most. Yeah. I mean, I didn't. Mr. Mr. Cooper was like, he was like silent assassin because he just said like, pick your number. Yeah. Okay. He didn't like say you didn't get a chance to plead your case or nothing. He's just like, you're here. How many? Pick your numbers. Like he had like a Wheel of Fortune thing. Like you just
lit up. You know the worst thing about Mr. Cooper is you knew it was going to happen at the end of the day. So all through school, you're like,
he coming about like,
and then when you walk home from school and you see that Chevy Cavalier parked right, like no car parks right up in there, you're like, oh man.
About to go down.
You knew it. You knew it was happening.
Put on these extra
it was always the same thing. Go in the office. He's gonna teach, you know, talk some lesson thing, and Paddle's sitting right there, and it seemed at the time 8 feet tall. His knees were.
Yeah, he was amazingly tall. I thought.
Yeah,
he looked like the guy from the Monsters to me, like Herman Monster.
Oh yeah, that's true. He was huge.
He was a tall, but he was stoic. Like he didn't have any.
Yeah.
Like I remember he would say stuff, and he was monitoring like.
Yeah, it was like he never raised the voice. He'd be like, "All right, go ahead and grab the piano bench."
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Get you up. You came out. I sat right on that flagstone trying to cool my ass. You know that flagstone that be out in the fire.
Look at him, right in the foyer.
The foyer.
Wait, you guys got spots in your student home?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
You did?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They used to wait till we was in pajamas.
Oh yeah, that was the worst.
The Tom and Jerry's. What cow?
Thin PJs.
Yeah.
No, Verna only gave him in the office.
Man, that name irks the shit out of me.
Sure.
That's one.
I briefly saw her at the alumni dinner.
You saw her?
Oh yeah, she was there.
She still had braces. I remember her as a kid, and I said, "What grown ass woman got braces like that?" And she always wore that nasty wool, like it was a wool outfit. I used to hate to see her coming, man, because she'd always just turn. You know, that was who would reject your clothing. Like, so no, that's all she said was no. So that's how my Adidas top 10s got sent back to Philly, man. So I still
feel some kind of way.
To this day, Ms. Royer, I hate you for that.
Who,
I want
me?
you to know, going down in history, I hate you for that. Thank you. I'm over it. I feel better now. I'm good.
You'll see her now because she married a Milt.
Did she?
Yeah, like dude, he's like the class of
5,
1909, something like he's like, I mean, old dude though. But
I could care less if I never see that.
But you'll see her now because of him.
Yeah.
Like you would never see her, but you saw her at the alumni day. You saw her at homecoming and alumni just because of this dude that she married.
Spoke to her?
I did not.
No, I did not. The people
don't really know her. I didn't
really know the females.
All I knew is she turned down my shoes, and that was it for me. Like,
the females.
I need to know about that.
Yeah, the females didn't like her at all. So they saw her and they might have said hi to her. That's it. But
that was nice.
That's when she was like, "Oh, I married a Milt," and like I said, I forget what was old. Like he's like 80, she's 80, so something like that. So
Scully, after the Milt, and I'm gonna take V's spot, which he usually does. So your last day at the Milt, you graduated.
Thanks.
How do
yeah.
How was that night for you? Especially
since
that's the only school you knew.
That was great. Here, the thing is the week before, my mom bought me a car, so I needed somewhere to park it. So the Lacey's were nice enough to let me park it at the, at Vian.
Damn, big pimp.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So it sat there. It sat there. No, I take that. I had to park it in Harrisburg for a couple of days, but then like graduation was on a Monday, right? It was on a Monday night usually. So the weekend, like Friday, I got to put it there and just leave it there. And then so Monday, man, I was in and out. Like, I remember I left. My mom was still there talking to the Lacey's. I was out.
And I'm out.
I was in the car, like, long gone. We had some, I don't know. We stayed local that night. Some people had some parties, and then like a couple days later, then we all went to Ocean City, Maryland for senior week. A lot of us went down there. And,
oh yeah, I heard about some of those stories.
Yeah, that was some good times, man. I was whew. I mean, because that was your first taste of
real life.
Free. I was like Tim Robbins, Shawn Shank, man. You know, he crawling out that syrup it was crazy. Because I mean, I didn't drink or anything like that at the Milt. Never hooked out. None of that stuff. I was too tired, but and I never drank or anything like that. So that week it was that was crazy.
Wow,
that was crazy.
Did you ever try to run away?
No. Where was I? No.
He had an out. No, he had to pass. Remember?
I mean, there was no way. I give credit to folks that tried it, but one, I knew I was coming back. Two, where was I going? It'd take me to get back to Philly. How long that would take me? Forever. And then plus it's just, you knew what was going to happen. I'm at 30 or 30 or whatever it was. It was crazy. But I have respect for those cats that, like Brian Geedy, he was in your class.
Brian Geedy,
he was going like every other day. They run away and the next day come back. Like, he lived in Harrisburg, so he'd be gone for a long period of time, like 3 or 4 days. Then he'd come back, next gone. Geedy's going, wake up in the morning. Geedy's going. Like, man, and finally you're just like, all right, you don't want to be here, obviously. But
hey, Sco, all those years that you was there and all them different people, I know your boy is Dre Brown. Y'all are like best friends. When did y'all become tight? Because Dre is from Lawnside, New Jersey, where I was from originally, and he came. Right. When we was kids, we was in the same grade, kindergarten or whatever, and all that stuff. But y'all wound up being tight. When did y'all get cool?
When he got, he'd hate me to tell the story because we all have our different versions,
Well, I ain't never heard this.
So he was when he came his 9th grade year. He came, and I remember it was a Friday night. I was shooting baskets, playing basketball in Catherine Hall, and everybody was talking, man, you see the new dude? Because he looked like he was 30, he was all big. See that new dude, man? Like, oh yeah, he must be a senior. It's like, nah, he's only in 9th grade and stuff. So and he was sitting there at rec, and then that Friday night, and I don't know, we just started talking, and then from there just started kicking it. And that was 9th grade, and we had classes together. We were in business thing, so we were classes all the time. And then he went to Lock Cave, I went to Kutztown, and then that was before cell phones and stuff. But we always stayed in contact. Like in the summertime, I would go over there to Lawnside, or come over to Philly or down the shore if I had a plate, was staying down the shore. And then he settled in Delaware, and then I was here. So then we would hang out all the time, because it's right there. So been rocking ever since.
I would hear stories about him because he was a cop, right?
He was a state trooper. Yeah, he retired. So he put his 20 plus years in, and now he's sitting pretty, just retired. And he's got like another job working at a school, but so then we've been friends ever since, So it's cool, we can go up. We always go up to, you see us at homecoming, hanging out all the time, So and it was good. One of the great friendships, him, Eric Ketty, Lance Lee.
Good to see him at homecoming. I ain't seen him since I graduated,
Who's that, Chris?
Chris.
Chris the Fish. They call him Chris the Fish, Eric Ketty, because in wrestling, he always on his back. Like, oh man, it'd be like, because he would wrestle. I'm like, all right, Chris, I'm gonna go check you out. We get there. As soon as I sit down, tweet. I'm like, damn. It was like a Tyson fight.
I'm gonna be quiet because I was the same way, so I'm gonna just shut up and let y'all know.
Oh yeah. The funniest when Dre tried to wrestle. Oh,
big fella.
That was the best. Andre was wrestling. Heavyweight. Never did it before. Couldn't find a singlet to fit him. He has like gym shorts and a wife beater on. Out there just mauling people. I was in the stands crying, man. It's like, what kind of wrestling is he doing? that was Chris the Fish. He'll tell you.
Chris.
Hey, so Scully, when did you start to be? I mean, I know you said you would go back after your 10th, but when did you start being involved, like getting involved with things at the mill after you graduated?
I would, when they send you the stuff, you donate and things like that. I wasn't going, like I said, I always wanted to do alumni thing, but I just never did it. And then decided to do it, like I said, a couple of years ago within COVID. But it's been, I can't tell you. I mean, it has to be at least 20 years now, just staying in touch and, hanging out and going to, the only thing, is like our Philly chapter alumni is not as, should be strong because we're all here, but it just doesn't, I don't know how.
You bring up a good point. What do you think's missing? With the Alumni Association in general? Like, I know not everybody had a great experience at the Milt. Everybody's different, but there are a lot of people that were okay, with the Milt, and a lot of them, like you said, live in Philly, South Jersey, tri-state area. Why do you think there's that disconnect?
That's a great question. I don't know. Like, you hear about like some people that just the last time they were there was when they graduated. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's funny? We're bringing this up. We're talking about Agnes, the trends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jessica, which one was Maria Trend that was up there with Philip?
Yeah, it was Maria.
She's funny.
Yeah, Maria Trend.
Maria.
She sits on the board. So obviously she has to come up. She sits on the board of trustees. But Agnes, since we graduated, won some awards, but has never come. I have not seen her like at one homecoming, and she was like, valedictorian, president, not class president, but she was in the government. She was all that, and then and been there all that time. And she got there when we were, I think she came like in second grade. We were in same grade, so I remember it was a big deal that the trends came to the school. It might have been like the early 80s, and they got there and spend all that time there, and then and being recognized while you were there, but not come back. And I don't understand. I always wanted to know. I don't know why. That's a great question. I don't know. But you see her sister a lot. She's the only trend. I don't see Peter and all the other ones.
Yeah, you see Agnes the most.
I ran in Philly one time, like just randomly, and I attested to everybody's different personality. So some people, that's just their personality. You know what I mean? They look at it like going backwards. You know what I mean? Like that's an old part of me. I don't do. But there's a lot of people that because the Milt, that's not. People think of school, but it wasn't just school. You know what I'm saying? That was not just school. That was a different experience. So like,
I don't think it's life. I don't think it is at school. Like, when I think about the Milt, I don't think about the house parents or the I mean, you have to think because they were there, but they're like down the list. It was the people that you met, the other students, because we all had one same thing underlying, same thing. Something wasn't right in our family situations that we were all there. Mm-hmm. And it's obviously people you got along with and people you didn't get along with. But that when I think of the Milt, I'm thinking of the students, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then, you think about the administrators that might have affected your life, or things, that you still do this day, that someone like use Ajax on a pot because it's going to get out that steam. Work. Something crazy like that. Get that
elbow grease going.
Yeah, get out that lava, that green lava soap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I wish we could, like, especially in the Philly area, because obviously we're mostly from Philly. Mm-hmm. And when you do go to places, it's the same folks that you see all the time. You don't get really newer faces, so maybe they're just dead set, just like, as you said, it's past is the past. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But what's another funny thing is when someone does go to homecoming and hasn't been there, they leave. They're like, damn, man, they have a great time.
Yeah.
And they wish they would have come earlier before, because a lot of them think like, well, they didn't like me, I didn't like them, I don't know anybody. But it's not like when you get there, like, get the hell out of here, I don't know you. You welcome everybody to whatever event you're having or whatever. So I don't know, some people might feel uncomfortable that they're not going to be included or whatever, but a lot of people that go and then realize what a great time that they had and would want to come back and would do it again.
That was my favorite part, is coming up to a homecoming and somebody will tell you a story that you completely forgot. You thought about in 30, 40 years, you know what I mean? And they tell you the story and it takes you right back to that. You know what I mean? You can see the person's color shirt or remember what you ate that day and you laugh. Like that was my whole thing about the Milt, was just always about laughing.
Exactly. You come back on from homecoming weekend, Sunday, you be, oh, my sides hurt because you laughing so much, you know?
I live for that.
And then people don't understand, like outsiders. That's why you never bring anyone to home. I mean, I would never bring anybody to homecoming because we gonna sit there and listen to us talk stories, and you know they're not gonna understand. So you know, so. But yeah, I wish the Philadelphia chapter, well, all the chapters. I don't know how the other chapters are, but I see them around the DC, the Virginia, Marylands, and all that. But I don't know why the Philly chapter can't
get it together.
Get together more.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Philippa was like the president of it, and she did as good a job as anything that I've seen since, you know, I was a kid. And kudos to her.
They always had their own point. Everything 89 does is always on. Everything they do is always top notch.
Yep.
You know?
And
that's when you have Philippa and Maria Trin and all that.
Yeah.
You know, working it. So, yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's a good question.
So, all right, you know, this is another goey joint. Like, tell me somebody who you haven't seen since you left the Milt that you wonder, like, I wonder how they doing or what they up to. Or even, you know, from junior division, intermediate division, somebody who maybe just got out one day and just bounced, and you like, yeah, I ain't seen.
Yeah, there was well, one that stands out we talk about all the time is Joby Robinson.
Yeah, Joby.
I mean, he was there a long time. Then we went to high school, we were all in classes together. We graduated senior week. That was the last time I seen him. Now I know he's in Harrisburg. I hear he's in the Harrisburg area, but that's it. I don't know. It's so like I don't know. I don't know where he's somebody we talk about, you know, all the time. That was
a funny dude.
Yeah, he was funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah, he was funny.
He's the reason why I got the nickname Brams. Because the one time I got my name in the paper, they called me Warner Wilbrams instead of Warner Williams. And of course,
Joby ain't
the wrongest person to find that out, to bring it to light. So that's why I got the name Brams.
The bigger question is, what you doing in the paper?
Yeah, for real. That's what I was thinking.
What newspaper was this? I know the one, the Patriot, Harrisburg Patriot. I know that went right. Hershey Chronicle.
I don't know why I was on there. Warner Williams, the magnificent raker on the track.
Right, yeah, there you go.
Then I must have been in the picture right next to you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but Joby would be the one that we think we talk about when we do get together. How he's doing. And then, like I said, I don't know. I think he's local, or Harrisburg anyway.
I feel like
his sister. See his sister on Instagram and stuff. Veronica, I think her name was. So I don't know. She maybe could shed some light on that. How he's doing.
I feel like them Harrisburg people are worse than the Philly people. Like they live right there and they'll never come. And they all
come through. Oh man, I can't make it. Oh, you 20 minutes away. What you talking about?
Across the street. What are you talking about?
Oh man, I can't stay. I gotta keep going. I gotta get back. You got people traveling all over. You can't come down in 20 minutes. You know?
we had somebody on that was a guest, and then on the Facebook thing, you know, we ain't out there like it's a Milt thing like crazy like that, but we got the little John and we had somebody on. I'm not gonna say who it was, and I saw your little comment. You was like, "Why you got so and so on there?" Like don't nobody want to hear from him. And I was giggling. I was laughing. I was like, Skull always talking ish. But here's my question to you. Who would you want to see or talk to or hear from, you know what I mean? Whether it was somebody driving the meal bus or, you know what I mean, a teacher.
Meal bus. You talking about the barber / meal bus driver?
Cut hair.
You wonder why my hair is always all fucked up. Guy will cut my hair in the afternoon and he'd be delivering the bread a couple hours later. You know, how many bread you want?
Pulling up with the
goulash. Cut my hair. Yeah. You cutting hair and delivering bread? That's not right. Doing the real barber.
You know, he's trying to get all the checks.
Yeah. Like, no wonder my hair was
who would you want to see? You know what I mean?
Man, that's a good. Let me see here. Who would be interesting to hear from? It could be any.
It could be a teacher from junior division. It could be a coach from intermediate division. It could be, a kid, somebody who went to the Milt. Like I said, you just know so many people. It was
Tom Hissick, the DJ. He's like the freshman JV basketball coach. He's also a Milt. He was early. Was he early late 70s, early 80s, maybe?
Okay.
Tom Hissick,
I remember the name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He came in, we were freshmen. He became the gym teacher at Catherine Hall. He took over from Mr. Jones. You remember him?
Yeah.
Mr. Jones went to SWAT and became the principal. Figure that. But anyway, so
with the shorts, man, I always had them extra mediums on.
You go in there, grab a swimsuit,
young shorts. Like it's 32 degrees out, Mr. Jones, right? Okay.
Yeah, always bust on Drake. He was like, they didn't have shrimp trunks big enough, so he had to go in his underwear. Go out there in your tighty ways.
Dre and Damon Hill would always have one of them football shorts walking through school. I'd be like, man, if you don't stop playing and put some sweats on.
Oh man, that's classic. But I would say him because he has a perspective of being a Milt, teaching, coaching. He's still there. I'm pretty like I said, he's an assistant, I think, and the JV coach. Which their basketball team is pretty good, was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he would be somebody because he can give you the whole spectrum,
That's a good one. We're gonna have to get him on.
Yeah, I would like to hear from him. Who else? I don't know anybody. Get AJ Jones on. Mr. Jones. Osbia Jones, not AJ. Who's AJ Jones? Oh, that was the librarian. Remember him? The librarian? AJ
No.
AJ Jones is a comedian, I think.
No, Mr. Who's the librarian at Senior Hall?
I never went to the library.
Yeah, that don't surprise me.
I mean,
damn, what was his name?
I don't remember.
I gotta go look in Acropolis. Take a look. I swear he was.
Don't look in ours.
Yeah, well, I don't even have. I do have yours. Actually, I only have two, and they're the two I got. 90 and 91. Oh yeah. Can you believe they made us pay for? Did they make us pay for those things?
Yeah.
For the
audacity.
Yeah.
Paying for that.
They were $15, I think.
We paid for that?
Yeah.
I think you did.
I don't remember that.
They was like, we're gonna need a couple dollars.
I don't think I would have got one. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they printed down the hall. They printed them right down the street, down the hall. What are you talking about?
All this money y'all got.
Yeah. That would kill. That's what killed me too. That's one thing killed me about like, the money that they got and whatever.
Hey,
but
looking at George,
like, all right, for basketball here, we're going with these sneakers, so we need $30-$40. I'm like, I mean, come on, man.
Struggling enough, dude. That's all here.
Come on, you can't get the sneakers for us.
Like my $1.50 allowance is not going to cover that.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Here's my change. Here it is.
Yeah,
here's a bucket of quarters.
I got 35 cents.
Hey, 35 cents at Rec will get you far.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Scoreboard, burger, milkshake,
hot donut. You put that donut.
Milkshake. That's milkshake in the game, baby.
That's the first time I saw a microwave. I was like, damn, that donut. It was so good. Come out with all like a bag of groceries.
Like you was doing things. Go sit at the table by yourself. Like, oh, no, cool. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Get out of here. Come on, let me get one of them cups. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Yeah. But,
so, all right. So, Sco, another thing. You was a pretty damn good athlete. And back then, I feel like a lot of times, I think Jessica probably would have got a Division I scholarship if she would have been recruited, if people would have came up and checked it out. There was a lot of athletes back then. Who would you say probably would have went at least D2, D3 with a scholarship on basketball or football?
Well, in our class, we had Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne
he got a scholarship to Clarion. Dre and Damian got the Lock Haven. I don't know who else. Fred Dorsey, he went to branch campus at Penn State.
Did he graduate?
Huh?
Did Fred wind up graduating from the
Yeah, he graduated. He did.
Oh wow. I don't
He graduated with us in 91. Yeah. And then he went off to Penn State. Now he's in the we're on Lincoln. He's in the electrician union up in New York. So he does that. So there was those guys, and then I'm sure Salida, I think she went to Temple.
Temple, she went to Temple.
Yeah,
I do know that for a fact.
Yeah. So we had a couple. You look at the program, we laugh about that too. Like the program, like now, as far as with it lifting weights and all that, that weight room and senior division was something to behold. That was just bad business. Now it's a program that, if you want to do that, you got to do it all year, almost all year around, So, lifting weights and practicing and our thing was the chores were more important than doing that, barn and all that crap was more important than the athletic aspect. But there could have been more, but our class, we had pretty good turnout.
I didn't realize that many people got scholarships. I remember you had some athletes in there.
Yeah. I know I might be missing something, like somebody too. I don't know. But yeah, so they did all right.
Did you get a scholarship, Sco?
I had partial, yeah. I had a partial. I lived off campus, so I didn't have to.
Penn State, right?
Well, I started there, and then I went to Kutztown and played ball at Kutztown. Yeah.
Got it.
So, did that. But yeah, there was do you have Doug Oliver on? Do you have him on?
We didn't have Big Doug on yet.
That's a dude you gotta get on. There you go.
Uncle Doug is elusive.
Floating around too.
You definitely gotta get him on because you talking about. I mean, for a young guy and his experience that he's. Well, if you live in Philly, you see him. You saw him all the time when he was Mayor Nutter's right-hand man, and then he ran for mayor, and he's high up on. I think it's the gas works. Is it gas or water or Pico? Which one?
He left the gas company and went to Pico.
Okay, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
he used to work like right around the corner from me at one point. Now, I was looking at him one day and I was like, he's younger than me. But I remember his face actually from like Homecoming or something. I was like, yo, I know that dude from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then one day he was like, yo, how you doing? He's real personal, dude.
Yeah, real nice guy. Yeah,
very personal.
I saw him in the city sometimes walking through. But yeah, that would definitely, because I can imagine, I would like to hear how he first got into City Hall and all that stuff. I know he played basketball at Lock Haven. So
I remember he was somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got the look though.
Yeah. He did. He has the look and the personality. He could talk with the best of them, I think his brother was up at alumni. Is that right, Jessica? Was it?
Yeah, he was. He was there.
He was at the dinner.
Yeah. His brother. I think his younger brother, right?
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah.
That's another boy you can get on because he has his own. I don't forget what type of company, media company or online company,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
Good things.
We're trying to get some of these younger dudes on here, some of these younger folks. You know what I mean? Like just so we can be a little bit more diverse with our age group. Like obviously we talk to and communicate with people, 4 to 5 years older than us, 4 to 5 years younger than us. But that's that's why I would like old Dirt McGirt, McGirt and so forth. Those are the kind of people we want to. And we're talking about maybe doing a segment down the road. Jessica just went into the Milton Hershey School Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame. Just.
Yeah. I remember.
But we was talking about doing a segment with that where we could start, showcasing some of those people who went into the hall. And then maybe Warner, we were talking about doing alumnus of the year kind of stuff where we could talk to some of those people as well. But, we just want to showcase the Milt.
One of them, like,
I brought that up to, what's her name? the current alumnus of the year. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads, dude. Like, she was like, oh, yeah, it's like you got a podcast, huh? And you want me on it, huh? Yeah, all right.
Well, his wife,
I didn't sell it right or something, but she was like not buying it at all. I was like, we had Pete on. Like, yeah.
Really? Was that Cook? What's her name? Cook.
Christine Cook.
Okay, she said that. No, that's funny. We were talking about alumni weekend. Why are they giving alumnus a year to all these people that all these doing all this? So why can't you just give it to a average Joe? Be like,
I'm saying, a housewife.
Schofield graduated 91. All right, congratulations. Very well.
Yeah, you did good.
They got all these people like changing the world stuff. What about the regular Joes? You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
I was like, yeah, my introduction would be short and sweet.
Thank you.
You know?
What did we say? Your walk up there would be longer than your intro?
Exactly.
Yeah, the highlight video would just be standing there like, all right, everybody, thank you. I take it. Yeah.
Get you some continental breakfast. Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sko, look,
So
man,
what
we
are
ain't
your
gonna
plans?
hold you. We just want to. Okay.
Go ahead, Sko. You got any future endeavors at the school or anything? Or is it just like kind of the stuff that's going on now?
Yeah, whatever, whatever's happening. I don't go to the graduations or anything like that. But yeah, so the next thing, I mean, all I know is the homecoming. If there was something in between there, I would definitely, show interest in. Now homecoming's late this year. It's like October or something.
Oh, yeah.
October?
Yeah, it's at the end of October this year.
End of October. So if anything falls in between there and then, yeah, for sure, I'll take part in it. But unless, then that'll be the next time. Might go up to Hershey anyway for work and stuff. So I'll go up and just, go up there. And sometimes I hang out with Gert and all that. So, but yeah, that'll be the only time I'll go up if there's something in between.
Actually, can you tell the people about your mortgage company if they wanted to get at you?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see me on Facebook or Instagram. Work with Guaranteed Rate. Where I'm at the Philly branch. My office is at 15th and Walnut. So all residential mortgages, from purchases to refinances, investment properties, second vacation homes, and your primary property. So yeah, so if people is looking to buy, first time home buyers, out there that are questions, because a lot of people don't know a lot of things. You think you need 20% down and this and that, but there are programs and things like that as well for people who might be looking to buy.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's good seeing you, Jessica. My race is on in October. Okay.
What time?
Put the hurdles at like about 2 feet so I can get over it, So, yeah, and another thing too is like when Kristen does come in the area, that'd be a good time to get together.
Yeah.
I agree. I saw you've been going to his shows and
yeah,
haven't been able to make it in a while, but I see you get out there, whether he's in Delaware or Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, he was only like 15 minutes from me the last time I seen him. I was like, he's there. I couldn't believe it. So, and that was just it was that night I saw he was there. I was like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'll go up there. Right. I know I'm going to be in AC at the Borgata on the 4th. I know he's playing there. It just so happens there's a beer festival, so I'm going to that, and he happens to be playing that night. So
nice.
But yeah, he's in Philly all the time, or Delaware. The one in Delaware, Wilmington, it's literally right there across the
Yeah.
He plays in West Virginia. For all you Milts out there, is Kristen Simpson, class of '88, and his band is called 3 a.m. to Tokyo. 3 a.m. Tokyo. So you can
put on a hell of a show, I'll tell you
They
that.
do put on a really good show.
Really good show. Really good. And then, you know what, too, is
Sko, you going to perform
Hamilton began it in, huh?
Did you perform with them the other day when you went to the show?
Did I perform?
Yeah, we're breaking those guys.
No, you want me up there. You want me believing. They money back. Well, I did play the clarinet from 4th to 8th grade.
You could have played the clarinet with 3 a.m. Tokyo.
I don't think they have the clarinet.
They need a clarinet. Everybody needs a good clarinet.
Well,
clarinet solo.
Yo, they lied to me. They were like, we're going to get you on the sax, but start on this clarinet. I'm like, all right, year 2. What's up with the sax? No, go ahead.
Are you good?
Year 3. And then you know what they did year 3? All right, well, here's the bass clarinet. I was like, oh, this is horrible. And then they actually thought that I was going to go in the senior division playing. I'm like, absolutely not.
You're like, nah, I'm good.
I'm retiring it right here, right on the spot. Here, you have it back. I don't even want it. I was so bad. Dude.
Clarinet is not a cool senior division instrument, bro.
No.
It's not, man. Not. Like, what you play? Everybody like, yo, I play the triangle. Oh, I play the drums. What you play? clarinet.
Clarinet was the worst.
It ain't hitting.
But I didn't even care though. With the lessons, they'd get student teachers to come in to do your practicing. Oh man,
that's the equivalent of handbells. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to senior hall with your handbell bag. Like you only got one. You never see like we only get two of them. You only like two of them. You get like 6 handbells. Yeah. Like you can't drop them and grab the other one. So you got to be in a group of handbellers.
With gloves. You got to have the gloves.
They got to have an ascot, dog. Remember they killed the ascot.
Yeah.
And then I think those things were made out of pure gold. They had gloves and cushion table. And like, wow.
But I'm telling you what, every year at Christmas. It was Christmas time, we couldn't wait to see them do that though.
They be upstairs.
I was super excited to watch them do that. I don't know why.
They were good because they sounded good. They had me, man. They in the junior high band. They were like, "What are you doing up there?" And the choir too. Oh man, the 5th and 6th grade choir, 7th and 8th grade choir.
Miss Waller.
The only people you perform was you would go to old people's homes.
Yep.
And the old folks would sit there. It'd be 1,000 degrees. you had your suit on. People just fainting, falling out because it'd be so hot. You're like, oh, you sit there singing. Woo, and somebody be dropping over there, and they'd be like, all right, when we're done, you can go out and talk to them. Like, oh no,
They always ask you
such a great job.
Like, so how long you been singing, young man? I was like, I'm 7, so like
2 years,
6 months.
Mm-hmm. So it sounded horrible, but they didn't care. They loved it.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Great very good interview, man.
Nothing but love, Skull. We appreciate you, man.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. We really appreciate it. Love listening to it. All right,
man. Maybe you come back and join us again down the road.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I think our next podcast should be our race. That's what we should really put on here.
I thought you said it was October, so you get yourself ready. To, 10-yard race.
We'll videotape.
I think we're gonna have to do that. Watch both of y'all pull your hamstrings.
Snap.
Popping Achilles.
We can't do it. We can't. At homecoming, we got to do it Sunday because I want to ruin my weekend. Jumping around,
hobbling around.
Yeah, exactly.
With a can of lip ice.
Yeah.
So listen, if you ain't got no lip ice, you ain't got nothing.
No.
Right. I tore my Achilles.
Jessica, you got to wear your outfit, your track outfit. Them yellow shorts.
He's still home for the sweats.
Yo, man, listen, I got
Hey, I'm gonna stop you. I ain't even mean to bring it up. I don't know why I brought it the hell up. We cutting short on time, brother.
Yeah, listen. I want to thank the President Pete Gert for making good on that. That's what I want to say about that. I feel better about them shoes. So that's how I'm gonna leave that.
Thank God. Just thank God it's over.
Yeah.
Hey,
thank
Skull,
you,
we
Peter.
love you, brother, man. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
All right, bro.
Take care.
All right,
Peace.
talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank